My name is Michael. I'm 42 years old, and I'm in prison. Yes, I took someone's life, my wife's life, the mother of my children. But until the day that happened, no one ever asked who I was or what I was going through. No one cared to listen. I was a family man. Everything seemed fine in the beginning. I met a smart, beautiful woman named Elizabeth. I knew from the moment I saw her, this is the woman I want to build a future with. We had two children. Life was ordinary: work, home, the kids. From the outside, we looked like the perfect family, but no one really knows what happens behind closed doors. Things started to change. I'd come home tired from work, and instead of peace, there was conflict. Elizabeth began snapping over small things. At first, I brushed it off. Maybe it was stress, maybe she was just overwhelmed. But it became a pattern. It didn't matter what I did. Came home late, spoke a certain way, watched TV instead of helping out. It always led to an argument. One day she said to me, "You'll never be good enough." That cut deep, but I didn't respond. I wanted to save my family. What I didn't understand back then was this: women can be abusers too. Abuse isn't always a man's crime, but the world doesn't talk about that. Men should be strong, they say. So I stayed quiet. I endured. But the price of my silence? It was higher than I ever imagined. We had twins, Ellie and Tom. I tried to hide everything from them, but kids, they're smarter than we think. One day, Ellie quietly came up to me and asked, "Dad, does Mom hate you?" That question shattered me. Now I realized that silence only made the abuse worse. My silence made her feel more powerful. Over time, her behavior got worse. Her control over everything, over me, grew stronger. One day, I came home from work to find the windshield of my car shattered. Later, I found out Elizabeth had done it herself. "You weren't supposed to go anywhere," she said. I looked her in the eyes and there was no regret, just a sigh. That's when the fear began. I wasn't a tired husband anymore. I was a prisoner, living under suspicion in my own house. Elizabeth became more irritable, more suspicious by the day. If I came home late, she'd ask, "Where were you? Who were you with? Whose scent are you carrying?" She even started spying on me, checking my phone, smelling my clothes, staring into my eyes looking for lies. She wasn't seeing me anymore. She was projecting her own chaos onto me. Her loneliness, her anger, her personal hell. She wanted to make me the villain without a reason. One morning, I woke up early to take the kids to daycare, only to find the windshield of my car broken again. Not random. She did it. "You weren't supposed to leave," she said. No remorse, just silence. That's when the fear truly set in. I wasn't just tired anymore. I was walking on eggshells. I had become a ghost in my own home. One evening I came home, made dinner, and saw her sitting in the kitchen. Lights off, her face in the shadows, a wine glass in her hand. "I'm sorry," she said. "I wanted today to be different. Let's fix things." We sat. We talked. She cried. She hugged me and said, "Don't leave me. I'll change." For a week, everything was calm. The kids smiled again. I started believing. But that calm? It was the kind that comes before a storm. Then came the day she snapped again. She screamed in front of the kids. She pulled her hair, threw herself to the floor, and shouted out the window, "He hit me!" In that moment, I realized she didn't want to live with me. She wanted to break me. Not physically, spiritually, emotionally. She wanted me to hate myself. Then came the day she screamed at our daughter, Ellie. I couldn't take it. I said, "Don't touch my child." That was the first time she hit me. A slap right across the face. But it didn't just strike my skin, it shattered what was left of my dignity. The next day, I didn't go to work. I sat by the window. Autumn was settling in, trees turning yellow, everything dying slowly, quietly. I thought, how long can I survive this? I made a decision. I told myself, I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids. We deserve peace. But I had no idea that this decision would end a life. I came home late that night. The kids were already asleep in their room. Elizabeth was sitting alone in the kitchen in the dark. No lights, just silence. I couldn't even see her face. There was a wine glass in her hand. I sat down. Calmly, I said, "We need to separate." She didn't answer right away. She took a sip, then looked straight into my eyes and said, "Do you really think it'll be that easy?" She smiled faintly. "You think you're just going to leave? Take my kids and walk away?" I said, "I'm not abandoning you. I'm saving myself. The kids deserve peace." Her eyes flashed. In an instant, she wasn't the woman I married. She was someone else entirely. She threw the glass against the wall. It shattered into pieces. "You ruined me," she screamed. "You left me alone. This is your fault." I stood up. "Don't wake the kids," I shouted back. She stormed toward me. I backed away, but then she turned and grabbed a knife from the counter. Her eyes were wild, her voice cold. "You're not taking my kids. Never." She wasn't yelling at me anymore. She was screaming at something inside herself. I rushed to stop her. I grabbed her arm. We struggled. She scratched my face, pushed me back with all her strength. I pushed her. Not hard, just to protect myself. But she slipped, fell backward. Her head hit the edge of the cabinet. Time froze. A dull, cold sound followed. Her legs gave out beneath her. She collapsed. I ran to her. "Elizabeth! Elizabeth!" Her head was bleeding. Her body still, lifeless, silent. That night, everything fell apart. My kids cried in the doorway. The neighbors called the police. I was arrested. Now I'm in prison. I can't see my children. They lost their mother. And they lost me too. How do I explain this to them? That their father didn't mean to kill. That he was just trying to survive. I defended myself, but that defense, it ended a life.